So Cikgu Rashid nak bagi hipnosis dahulu apa untuk
Sebab
NFP
saya
malam
rasa
ni. Ada apa-apa komen?
viewer kita masih tengah orang kata panaskan enjin apa semua. Jadi kita tengok tapi saya nampak ada beberapa viewer dah mula masuk. Terima kasih untuk support Team Rex. Okay. Ini cuma sebagai orang kata just take it as an educational segment atau educational platform untuk kami share apa yang kami nampak ataupun apa yang kita rasa market akan buat especially data ekonomi yang penting sebab satu dunia, okay? Bila saya kata satu dunia itu maknanya big fund, hedge fund managers ataupun speculators ataupun trader-trader yang besar, okay? Data ni menunjukkan apa yang akan berlaku kepada orang kata ekonomi US and also apa yang telah berlaku ataupun apa impact kesan virus semua. Jadi semua tu akan orang kata dirumuskan dalam bentuk data which is 3 jenis data saya akan go through. So itu akan memberi satu indication sebab Federal Reserve ada 2 mandate, okay? Salah satunya adalah full employment ataupun employment, satu lagi adalah menjaga inflasi lah. So sekarang ni NFP ni dia more towards the second mandate, okay? Which is about employment. Okay, so kita akan tengok kejap lagi lah.
Okey, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid. Okey, terima kasih Tuan Muhammad Ilyas, Tuan Bon Paul dan Tuan Amir. Siapa lagi yang tengah live bersama kami? Komen. So supaya kami tahu siapa yang tengah live.
Okey, saya rasa sementara orang masuk, kita tak nak, sebab saya rasa ada beberapa trader yang mungkin dah orang kata dah plan untuk dia nak letak limit orders, sama ada buy stop, sell stop ataupun sell limit, buy limit. Okey, so kita tanpa menguasa kita pergi dekat kita punya screen. Saya nampak ada soalan pertama dah keluar sebelum kita analisa gold buy ke sell. Saya harap siapa tu Sanjay, saya ada crystal ball ataupun Boon ada crystal ball yang kita boleh kata and then gold ikut cakap kita masa NFP ni. Okay? Okay, but jokes aside, that's why this kind of a platform will help us to really look into it, to limit ataupun to make informed decisions. Okay? So that we limit our losses ataupun minimize kita punya risk. So that we know whether we want to enter long ataupun short ataupun where we want to enter, where will be the best position for us to enter the market. Okay, so tanpa menguasa, saya fokus pada NFP sebab kita sebenarnya ada Canadian dollar punya data pun sama, lebih kurang dia orang punya NFP, tapi at this point I take it out of the equation unless kalau ada question lah. Tapi market selalunya akan fokus pada NFP. Okay, so dia ada 3 data. First is the average hourly earnings. Okay, untuk data ni kita tak expect apa-apa. Okay, I will go into detail in short while. Second, this one, employment change. This is what normally market akan focus as a number 1 punya consensus ataupun nombor 1 punya data. The second one will be unemployment rate. Okay, and then I will say this will be the 3 lah. Okay, of course, this is not a cast in stone that dia akan ikut this ni. Tapi selalunya, okay, most of the time, market will look into this number and this number almost in parallel ataupun in a priority ranking and then hourly earning. Okay, so market hari ni sebenarnya dia fokus pada nombor ni akan keluar. Okay, so this number, kalau katakanlah contoh, okay, market is expecting about 500k plus, okay. Kalau benda ni berlaku, then you might expect US dollar kuat, which is hence kita expect gold akan turun bawah lah, okay. Saya tak pakai ayat Junam, okay. The reason why saya tak pakai Junam sebab siapa yang ikut kita punya market outlook since last week, saya ada share, okay. Actually some of the penurunan gold dah sebenarnya dah price in sebelum data ni keluar sebab market tengah expect data ni agak lebih daripada 500,000. Okay, but of course nobody knows what's the exact number until the news comes out. So that's why it's more of a sell the rumor, buy the news kind of thing might happen. Okay, in this scenario. Tapi at this point, data ni yang market sekarang ni, sebab this second data we are not expecting any surprises. It's going to be either 4.1 or 4.2. Okay, we are not expecting any much major changes. And average hourly earnings also we are expecting either 0.3 ataupun 0.4, but I think more towards bias towards 0.3. Okay, so having said that, kejap okay, saya delete. Okay, so this is where this data, kalau katakanlah contoh data tu dia keluar almost 600,000, okay, ataupun 700,000, then you guys can actually long US dollar lah, ataupun katakan Euro USD, then you guys short GBP USD, can short etc. Tapi kalau nombor ni is below 400k ataupun below 300k, then we have to, orang kata short US dollar, i.e. kita kena long EU ataupun GU etc. Okay, so kalau ada soalan saya akan ambil, tapi since orang dah tanya pasal gold, tadi ada viewer tanya pasal gold, I'll just quickly go to gold punya chart. Boleh nampak gold chart gold, Bun?
Boleh.
Okay, if you guys notice it, since NFP is coming out for the last I think satu hari, almost close to 1 day, market dia sideways. Okay, is between 1788 to around about 1795 punya zone. Okay, market tengah tunggu NFP. Okay, this is actually market tengah tunggu sama ada nak breakout ke atas ataupun breakout ke bawah. Okay, but before going to that, I think I just quickly recap apa yang saya bagi tahu last week ataupun what we reviewed. We were somewhere here. Okay, market 3rd January, I think 3rd January, we were somewhere here. Okay, I think at this point I was talking about head and shoulders punya pattern ataupun more of a bearish. Okay, before NFP, either NFP will be somewhere this zone ataupun dekat zone ni. Okay, but of course I was more biased towards the first one, so I was expecting somewhere lower at this point, but right now it's slightly on this. But nevertheless, the direction ataupun the movement was almost similar apa yang kita review last week. Okay, so at this point I was biased towards bearish. Okay, but at that point I was mentioning 1820 will be probably the resistance. Okay, untuk dia test balik sebelum dia turun. But of course market bukan selalunya orang kata perfect. Okay, but at least we get the idea that it's still bearish. Market cucuk ke atas around about 1829 and it moved back. So in a way it confirms this 1820 to 1830 as a resistance zone. Okay, so the bias is more of a bearish at this point before NFP. Okay, so of course we were expecting around 1775 to 1780, slightly deeper around this zone, tapi dia tak sampai. Okay, sekarang ni NFP nak keluar. Okay, there are two possibilities. I think I was saying that either it come down from top ataupun dia breakout. So sekarang ni bila dia dah price in and unable to break this level, okay, if suddenly the data is more biased towards US dollar strength, okay, you will see breakout of this region to come down to test 1770, 1775 punya zone. Okay, kalau betul-betul kuat lah. Tapi of course during this kind of a news, that might be a possibility ada spike ataupun you guys call it fake out apa semua tu. That might be a possibility dia naik ke atas, okay, then only continue on a bigger time frame atau bigger downtrend. Okay, so the second possibility might be orang kata might be happening. Why I'm saying so? Sebab I think market probably need a little bit more orang kata supply ataupun a little bit more liquidity, okay, before it can push a bit deeper. Because I think in a bigger time frame, I actually mentioned it a couple of times, okay, we are looking at it. Of course, the first zone is around 1770, 1775. The next one, 1740 up to about 1720. Okay, so market to push a bit deeper into this zone ataupun these zones, it has to make a little bit of orang kata correction ataupun retracement. Okay, so that's why although contohnya NFP kuat, US dollar kuat, okay, what might happen, okay, it will trap the traders ataupun especially retail traders untuk naik ke atas, spike ke atas, okay, somewhere around 1810, 1815 punya zone, okay, before turun. So this might be the possibility that might happen tonight, okay. Just watch out sebab dia boleh naik ke atas baru turun instead of they break out right now 1785 terus ke bawah. But this also direct breakout can happen if the data just now instead of 4.1% unemployment suddenly become 4% ataupun 3.9%, then you will see a clear breakout. Or instead of 500k suddenly the data comes out at 800k ataupun 900k, then you see this big drop will happen straight away instead of going up. But if the data is between 400 to 500, something very marginally, then this move very likely might happen. That means some kind of a correction ataupun siapa yang belajar some kind of a correction pattern, it might make a bearish flag, and then only come down. Okay, so net, I'm thinking because the market already priced in, okay, very likely there might be a spike. Saya pergi lower time frame. Okay, very likely I think a market will push to 1800, okay, around this zone. Kalau bergantung pada spike, it can even go to another level, 1805 to 1810 punya zone before come down. So it's either from here ataupun here before it comes down. Tapi kalau terlalu kuat US dollar, then you will see straight breakout immediately. Okay, so just watch out. Kalau nak trade, Cikgu Naim tak ada. Kalau Cikgu Naim ada, maybe we will advise you guys to use XMP to either take orang kata sell limit ataupun instant orders ataupun wait for 10-15 minutes, then only enter the market. Okay, I think I talk too much on the what might be the direction. Kalau ada soalan, then I'll take it, Bun.
Okey, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid. So itu sedikit ulasan daripada Cikgu Rashid ya untuk hala 7 go. Okey, terima kasih Tuan Fahan. Okey. Selamat malam Cik Didi. Hello Vic, how are you? Ya, kita ada 13 minit lagi NFP. Terima kasih Tuan Azlan. Apa khabar Tuan Azlan? So kalau ada soalan boleh type.
Mungkin ada trader boleh share sama ada dia orang tengah floating sell ataupun tengah floating buy ataupun dah letak pending limit. Okay, this is another things. Kalau katakan you are confident ataupun you know what you're doing, macam contoh je lah, even sebelum saya masuk live, saya ada beberapa position sama ada limit orders, okay, ataupun stock orders, okay, saya dah masuk, okay. That's why I can go live kat sini lah, okay. But if you guys can also do that so that you don't have to really orang kata masa news tu keluar baru trade, sebab you know which are the levels most likely dia akan spike and then turun ke bawah. Contohnya macam tadi saya kata, just take it, okay, with a pinch of salt, maybe 1810, 1815. Mungkin kalau ada sell limit, you all cuba letak, ataupun ke dekat buy limit, maybe you guys look at the 1775 ataupun 1770, ataupun kalau news tu kuat, you guys look at the almost about 1755, 1750 punya zone. Okay, of course, kalau boleh untuk ni, cuba letak lot size yang kecil dahulu, okay. Bila news tu dah gerak, and then we kind of get a bit of confirmation, because it's very hard to get a confirmation immediately after the news, okay. But if you know the data is already, let's say, biased towards US dollar strength, okay, then you guys try to short at least to certain level. Okay, so that's how you take it inilah. Okay, tapi masa awal-awal, since the things nobody knows, okay, even big fund managers, JP Morgan ataupun ni, dia orang pun sampai sekarang mungkin tak tahu, kecuali ada beberapa staff dekat academic bureau ataupun labor department, dia orang je tahu apa data yang akan keluar, unless they leak up like a insider trading, then they already go into the position. But generally 99% of the traders ataupun close to 100% of traders, nobody knows until the news comes out. So everybody will looking at the data, and then you just, but only problem is normally market orang kata dia nak kenakan retail traders macam kita ni, dia akan tunjuk macam buy dahulu, contoh saja, buy dahulu, lepas tu kita masuk buy, lepas tu market turun. Siapa yang trade even last NFP, kalau tidak dia nampak macam sell, macam sell, lepas tu baru dia macam naik ke atas. Okay, so that part just watch out for.
Okey, kita dah lebih kurang 10 minit lagi.
Saya nampak ada orang dah start sell gold.
Ada yang sell gold.
Okay, I just want to touch on ni. So nampak tak, even antara dalam group kita ni pun, dalam network kita pun, ada yang tengah sell, ada yang tengah buy, sebab dua-dua masih ada bias, dia orang punya bias. Seorang nampak dia akan bearish, so dia tengah hold position sell. So siapa yang bias towards a bit bullish, dia tengah buy. Okay, there's nothing wrong. Okay, we don't know who's going to be right or who's going to be wrong. Okay, only market will dictate after the fact ataupun after the things happen. Okay, this is where the risk management ataupun money management comes in. Katakan contoh yang tengah sell, kalau dia nampak dia dah break 1800 ataupun 1810, he has to make a decision lah. Sama ada kalau dia ada stop loss, then it's good. Kalau dia tak ada stop loss, is SL equals to MC atau MC equals to SL, is also fine. But kalau you ada equity without stop loss, it will be a bit tough, sebab dia boleh berlaku instead of 1810, 1815 dia turun. Kalau katakan contoh data pekerjaan tu terlalu lemah, only 100k ataupun under 50k, it can even go up back to again the resistance level 1820, 1825. So kalau margin you tak cukup, then you will be stop out. Okay, so this is where your entry ataupun your position have to, orang kata, in line with your margin ataupun you punya account size. Okay, but as long as you know your risk management ataupun your total how you manage your portfolio, then it should be fine. Okay, yang siapa yang tengah buy ni, just make sure kalau dia dah pergi ke atas tu, try to break even, sebab kita masih jangka, okay, US dollar akan kuat, but whether dia reverse balik malam ni, okay, ataupun dia akan reverse balik next week, sebab next week Jerome Powell is going to come up for the Senate committee punya ni, there will be some more positive news regarding the US economy, etc. He's going to talk about. So that probably will push gold down back again. So just watch out. Kalau you buy, you can hold it, okay, but not too. If you ask me, maybe about 1820, 1825, try to hold it. Anything beyond that, kalau ada breakout, then you can hold it. But let's say if you see some kind of rejection, then better exit ataupun you do a trailing stop. But again, I might be wrong also. Even they will break out and back to again the level that we are talking about, 1845, 1850, it can test. So nobody knows. But at this point, we are only looking at the limit, probably about 1815, 1820. That might be the max for tonight. Okay. And at the bottom, probably we are looking about 1755, 1750. That will be the limit. That, of course, the limit is quite wide. Okay. But if you're talking about a lower range limit, we are probably talking about 1810 on the upper side, probably about 1775 on the lower side. Okay, Bun?
Okay, baik. Terima kasih, Cikgu Rashid. So, kita ada 6 minit lagi ya.
Mungkin kita boleh tengok komen. Saya nampak ada beberapa komen yang agak menarik.
5 minutes.
United States unemployment rate will be released in about 5 minutes. Canada unemployment rate will be released in about 5 minutes.
Itu apa tu?
Notification.
Notification.
Yes,
Wah,
within 5 minutes.
dahsyat. Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Setting
ada komen.
TP. Okay.
Okay, I want to touch on this. Okay, siapa yang mungkin pasang Excel sekarang ni, just hati-hati ya, sebab kalau you letak TP tak menjadi masalah, sebab TP kalau dia spike ada slippage pun you still untung. Okay, siapa yang letak Excel ni, okay, especially kalau big news macam ni, contohnya lah, siapa yang tengah buy dekat 1790 sekarang ni, sekarang ni saya rasa price contoh ada dekat 1792. Okay, saya bagi contoh lah, tapi sekarang price dekat 1788. Okay, tapi you dah break even. Okay, tapi kalau tiba-tiba US dollar kuat, okay, walaupun you letak break even ataupun you letak stop loss, let's say 1785, kalau dia tiba-tiba turun sampai 1775, you punya loss bukan $2-3 contoh, you punya loss can be bigger than that, sebab news ni dia bila ada liquidity, dia boleh akan ada slippage. So that's why for this kind of news event, we recommend actually orang kata SL equal to MC, okay, ataupun you have a separate account. This is why we always recommend that, sebab because of this slippage that very likely will happen in about 3-4 minutes.
Ya, betul. Sebab
siapa
even
yang pernah
TP
trade
pun boleh
NFP
terlajak, Cikgu Rashid. Even TP pun
ya,
boleh.
kalau tapi kalau TP terlajak tak
they
jadi
will give the
masalah.
best price at that moment. We don't know bawah atas atau bawah kan.
Tapi selalunya TP, kalau katakan contohlah TP DD letak dekat 1795. Okay. Kalau ada slippage pun, dia kalau dia pergi 1800, you actually untung. So that's why most traders ataupun experienced traders, TP dia akan letak, tapi SL dia takkan letak. Okay. Again, this is some advice. Harap XM tak dengar lah. Okay. Is some tricks you guys can use. That's why we always recommend use separate account.
Ya, betul. Lebih kurang can call so call kamikaze lah, because
yes,
kita
betul.
cuma sediakan amount yang kita sanggup rugi. So yes, whatever happen, slippage pun itu amount yang ada.
Yes, actually saya rasa DD ni bukan newbie traders ni. So cara dia tengok macam hari tu macam currency strength, even cara dia jaga account, I think she got the point. Okay, so newbie traders outside there, if you guys know what I'm talking about, okay, you guys otherwise just search dekat Google ataupun even can look refer balik some videos I talk about why we need a separate account ataupun how you guys can manage a separate account. Macam saya nampak Tuan Imran pun kata modal $20. Actually, yes, this is how you guys should do it. Just ambil modal $20, $30 ataupun katakan even $100, letak dalam satu account, then you nak kamikaze, then okay. But some people say you just take it again. It's not. It's a strategy. Plus it's a good risk management. Okay, it's not really orang kata you are just kalau orang lain kata gambling lah apa semua. It's not it's just how you manage your account, because you know, let's say NFP is going to be let's say gold akan ke atas, then you just buka account tu and then you just maximize the lot size ataupun relatively to compensate any slippage on that account, and then you go long. Of course, janganlah buka dua account, satu buy, satu sell. Device. Okay, itu Boon mungkin boleh bagi few tips. If you guys do it, XM going to call you as a bonus abuser. Okay, that one if you don't do it, okay. But again, I'm not going to say publicly, but there are other ways you guys or with your group of colleagues, you guys can do it. But that's up to you.
5 minutes to go. 45 seconds, sorry.
Okay, sementara tu kita nampak siapa tu? Saya tengok follow kelas dia cakap, okay, di first class dulu, okay. Oh, okay, rupanya Didi, okay, Didi pernah masuk kelas basic saya dekat
Yo.
satu lagi broker.
Ah,
Okay, that's why no wonder because dekat basic class saya pernah ajar how some of the basic things lah.
okay, good.
Okay, ini
Okay,
pun
Vic,
bagus juga. Siapa tu?
30 second untuk
Vic,
counter.
yeah, dia bagi tahu counter attack. Actually, you guys can do it. Right now, you guys know gold tengah bearish, tapi siapa yang suka lawan trend, actually you guys can go for scalping
Canada unemployment
during
rate
this news.
release is the lowest in the
Okay,
last 1
so
year.
we will
and
take
9 months.
about 1 minute kind of a things. We'll see the market how it moves. Then we'll try to orang kata ulas.
Hari ni slow sikit
Ya, nampak macam market tak berapa ni, tapi dia masih tunjuk
Rasa dia akan naik ke?
akan ke
stronger.
atas.
Okay, USD.
Macam
NFP result dah keluar.
Price-driven trade idea for pound dollar, triggered by 10-year Treasury note movement.
Okay, tu result dia.
kejap bagi kita digest data tu. We don't have to chase the market.
Yes.
Kita cuba digest what's happening.
Hilang pula tadi employment tu.
Macam dekat skrin saya masih belum keluar lagi.
Saya punya dah keluar tapi tiba-tiba dah hilang pula dari jadual tu.
Itulah. Dia macam kadang-kadang
Tadi dah ada, hilang.
dia masih tak keluar. Dekat skrin saya masih tak keluar. Yang ni pakai apa tu? Better Trader?
Bettertrader.co.
Oh,
Dia punya result cepat tapi tadi hilang pula. Today. Don't know what happened.
Macam Tuan Vic kata data lemah. Okay, kita nampak unemployment rate, average hourly earnings. Okay. Okay, data lemah. Okay. Okay, I think probably I can share some of the
Yeah, sure.
Kita nampak gold pun tak berapa ni kan. Okay, sebab data yang keluar ni agak mixed reaction. Okay, so saya share screen saya. This is where kalau you guys know how to read the data, then it might become a bit easier lah. Okay, but I just give you the top line view first. Okay, boleh nampak screen saya?
Yes, boleh.
Okay, first saya tunjuk gold. Sebab selalunya gold yang react quite aggressively. Nampak dia macam tak ke mana. Okay. Okay, it's like try to push higher tapi dia still contain back to this rectangle ataupun dia square ni lah. Okay, sebab kalau among the reasons at this point, okay, of course in about probably half an hour ataupun 1 hour plus with US market going to open, then you might see different sets of movement. Okay, but at this point kalau tengok data ni, okay, this is actually gold supposed to go up a bit higher. This also supposed to go up higher. Tapi gold for this data is supposed to go lower. So bila satu ataupun dua tunjukkan naik, satu lagi tunjuk naik, that's why gold is limited and hence other USD pair I guess. Kejap saya tengok EU, GU sekali. Okay, we also don't see GU tak buat apa-apa pergerakan. EU pun tak ada apa-apa pergerakan. Okay, yeah. As expected, orang kata no big movement that's happening right now. Tapi kalau nampak slowly in a smaller time frame, gold is pointing more towards on the upside. Macam tadi siapa tu, salah satu trader yang loyal yang kita, Pinky, okay, saya tahu dia nampak direction tu ke atas, okay. I think he's holding some buy position. Okay, so that's why even before the news, I was telling you guys, actually market at this point pointing towards some kind of a correction, at least at this point. I think 1786.85 might hold temporarily, okay, untuk ke
New
atas.
tweet of Bloomberg Markets, the unemployment rate dropped to 3.9%. Follow our live blog for all.
Okay, so I think this is what we are looking at it. But again, as I mentioned it, in a bigger time frame ataupun on the long-term direction, I'm still biased. I think most people probably read after some of the news comes out. You guys probably elite ataupun conquer with the last 2-3 weeks ataupun last 1 month plus. US dollar is going to increase the interest rate 3 times. Okay, I think, and also tapering, accelerated tapering is already happened. I think this I've been mentioning this for the last 2-3 months. Okay, and of course last month ataupun the recent FMC meeting is all confirmed on this. So that's why we are looking at it. Gold still on the bearish move, which also you guys can see EU down, GU down. Siapa yang trade UJ, I think Didi pernah tanya, actually UJ almost coming close to about 115 plus to close to 116 already. Okay, so this is already happened. So that's why I think we mentioned about UJ going up, and also even some of the pair GJ, EJ. If you guys look at it during the outlook, we did it. Bias towards upside before coming down on a bigger correction later. So GJ, EJ semua dah naik ke atas quite strongly. Although beyond the certain limit, we expected sama juga. Hari tu saya pun expect 1820 punya level will reject, tapi dia naik ke atas, buat almost like a double top instead of head and shoulders. Okay, so this kind of thing might happen, but as long as we know the market direction, etc., hopefully we can follow the trend ataupun try to take advantage where ini. Okay, tapi sekarang ni dia dah break 1786. Okay, so maknanya something probably might happening. So maybe then the push might be a bit come down before making a upside. Okay, since 1786 dia tak hold sangat. Tapi kalau katakan dia dah masuk balik, then you guys orang kata jangan sell lagi pula. Okay, tapi sekarang ni dah break this low. Okay, that means market probably digesting this data more. Okay, maknanya market probably is taking this data with a bigger ni, instead of purely looking at it in isolation, these two data at this point. And maybe the breakdown. Okay, the other thing is also the breakdown of because what we are looking at is only the top line numbers. Maybe market already looking into the, orang kata, dia punya detail. Like Mas Saleh panggil lah, devils are in details. So maybe they're looking into the by sectors, what happened, etc. So that might be some good news probably on the US dollar strength. Okay, so that's why maybe we are looking at it right now is on the lower. Okay, so that's why sometimes we look at the data on the top line, it might show US dollar lemah. Okay, then we ni, tapi bila market digest the breakdown, contohnya lah orang kata the tourism sector, hospitality, leisure, those kind of sectors actually improve, although there's Omicron cases, then that probably give a bit of boost right now to ni, orang kata US dollar. Saya check UJ, what's happening on the UJ. Okay, UJ ada buat spike sedikit. Okay, dia turun ke bawah tapi dia push back. So, and looking at the 10-year yield, okay. Yeah, I think gold very likely might move a bit lower sebab dia dah mula breakout 1.75 already. Okay. So I think I talked about it even this level. Okay. We are looking at it close to about 1.9 to 2% dekat sini. This will be the market. Of course, the long term is 2.25 to 2.3% dekat sini. So I think market is going to go this level. Okay, so sekarang ni kalau dia break out this 1.75 with a strong momentum, then gold I think very likely will go down. Okay, quickly we see gold again. Okay, gold ke bawah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ini pun siapa yang letak stop loss, at least you limit your losses at 1786 punya ni. Okay. So sekarang ni kalau nampak dia dah break even the trend line and coming to the next minor support. Okay. So of course right now the support is around 1780 to 1775. Okay. So if siapa yang cuba nak scalp, maybe you can wait a bit deeper kat sini lah untuk buy. Okay. Tapi siapa yang hold sell tu boleh hold lah. Saya rasa dia akan turun ke bawah lagi ni. Since this level dia dah break tadi. Okay, ada soalan Bun?
So far tak ada.
Tak ada.
So overall data bagus untuk USD
Actually not overall, is a mix. Macam tadi saya bagi tahu.
Okay.
Average hourly earnings walaupun nampak hijau sebenarnya dia tak berapa bagus. Okay. Tapi the breakdown I don't know yet right now. Tapi in terms of purely on the employment numbers, not so good. Okay. Tapi unemployment rate is very good. Okay. I think it's the best. It's the best in history. I think maybe some comment will come up because if I'm not mistaken, in the last couple of years, never been below 4%. So that's why when it hit 3.9% just now, market probably will take it with the orang kata dengan satu sesuatu yang bagus lah untuk US dollar. I think unemployment rate for most of the time is between 4.1 to 4.3%. Even masa Trump punya era pun I think about 4.2, 4.3.
Okay.
Okay, but I think gold still not showing a very strong momentum. Dia break and then dia sekarang ni tengah masuk balik kan. It's coming back to, if I may share my screen kat sini, can see dia dah masuk balik to the broken support. Okay. So just a matter of question, kalau dia break out 1790, then possibility ke atas. Kalau tidak, then one more leg down lah. Because siapa yang belajar SND punya ni, you guys may call it drop base and then drop kind of thing. So this might be the accumulation ke ataupun distribution. Okay, then it's come down. Okay, so but again on NFP purely is actually mixed data. Okay, it's purely mixed. Okay.
Baik.
So that's why we didn't see big momentum, but market is already pushing down. It's broken this orang kata support. It made a new low ataupun lower low. So I think the bias still was on the, but market again, as I mentioned it, still there might be a one more leg up to about 1800 ataupun 1805, something like that before it come down. Because I think market has to make a bit of a ni sebab data yang keluar tak adalah terlalu kuat untuk US dollar dan juga tak terlalu lemah untuk US dollar.
Okay, baik. Tapi technically nampak gold macam masih ada peluang ke atas tu.
That's what I'm saying. There is a peluang sikit ke atas, okay? I won't say too much. Okay, technically ada peluang ke atas sedikit, but on a fundamental wise, I keep because even the three rates, okay, it might become, I keep saying 4 rates. Okay, even the 3 rates, the amount of the quantum might be higher. So even kalau dia naik, I'm still biased towards this move. Whether it's here ataupun from here, I'm still biased towards this move.
Okey, baik.
Okay. So sekarang ni 9.40 and since the data is a bit mixed, a bit difficult to give because what is clear is it broke some kind of a major support. Okay. And whenever this kind of things happens, and it's very likely will come back again to break or test this support again or even lower. Okay, unless something else comes out like a geopolitical issue ataupun Omicron cases, then you see gold back to probably even a higher level, 1820, 1825 punya level somewhere kat sini. Otherwise, it will be a shallow correction, limited up to about 1800 saja.
Okey. Wow, Tuan Imran. 200%. $20 modal dah masuk akaun kontes. 200%. Besok masuk ranking tu.
Itulah. Bagus. Sebab kadang-kadang itulah. Sebab market, if you just take your position, as long as you know what you're doing. For example, kalau katakan Tuan Imran kata tadi bila data tu keluar, dia ambil sell position, then at least from 1790, dia dah turun almost about 1782. Based on kalau dia punya lot size, even about 80 pips, 90 pips, already good enough untuk make 200%. Okay, of course, Tuan Imran mungkin dia dah tahu sekarang market tengah reject, so maybe he's more of a scalper and then just exit the market. Sebab again, market is very dynamic. That's why although kita ada buy and sell button saja, tapi to analyze from fundamental, technical, that's why nobody can get it all the time 100% win rate, whether you're using fundamental only or technical or mixture of it, nobody can get it. Even if you get win rate about 50 to 60%, that already orang kata more than good enough. Okay, don't target 80%, 90% win rate because it's very difficult to achieve unless you ada orang kata tahap kesabaran yang terlalu tinggi. Maknanya you betul-betul tunggu, contoh kalau macam gold lah, okay, you betul-betul tunggu dekat contoh level macam ni baru you buy ataupun level dekat sini baru you sell. Okay, then you can get probably a win rate about 80-90%. Tapi most of our traders, even dekat sini kita buy, kat sini kita sell, kita sini buy, kita sini sell, then your win rate maybe only about 30-40%. Okay, but as long as your win rate, risk reward, semua tu is you know what you're doing and the orang kata risk reward is at least 1 to 2 atau 1 to 3, then you should be able to make money although your win rate only about 30-40%. Okay, Bun?
Okey, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid.
So,
kita ada
okay.
permintaan daripada Tuan Muhammad Ilyas. Dia nak Cikgu tengok pair USD CAD.
Oh, USD CAD. Oh, so USD CAD ada new study. So,
Yes.
I think CAD. Tapi tak ada impact je on a bigger time frame. Okay, sebelum kita tengok USD CAD, let me see apa news sama ada more favorable to CAD. Okay. From the purely on the data, boleh nampak Forex Factory saya?
Boleh.
Boleh. Okay, I think CAD, the data itself shows CAD is supposed to be strong. Okay, so kalau kita apa orang kata translate that into kita punya chart, I think it also shows maybe USD CAD saya sebab USD pun nampak macam kuat, okay, tapi kita nampak dia break up. Maybe I try to see some kind of a neutral pair. Okay, kalau Euro CAD kita nampak turun, GBP CAD pun nampak kekuatan CAD, NZD CAD pun nampak kekuatan CAD. Apa lagi ya ada CAD, AUD CAD. Let's see. Okay, kita nampak memang kekuatan CAD Chef. Okay, catch lah. So kalau rata-rata kita nampak semua pair cat ni, okay, dia menunjukkan cat kuat lah. So this is where sometimes the fundamental news data economy can help you guys to make the entries atau position, but also you guys need to look at the pair itself. Macam contoh sekarang ni USD cat, sebab dua-dua macam agak kuat ataupun agak sama kuat, so you probably don't see the big movement, okay, but nevertheless USD cat is a major pair. Kita nampak dia ada berbuat, orang kata break support lah, lebih kurang macam gold tadi, dia ada break support, it came down all the way to 1.27 ataupun 1.268, tapi dia ada rejection almost about 30 pips dekat sini. Kalau kita tengok dekat lower time frame, I think dia spike ke bawah and then masuk balik. So because it's almost equally kuat sama-sama, so that's why we are seeing this kind of a spike atas bawah lah, back to where it started. But on a bigger time frame, okay, I think kita tak analyse USD CAD for some time, okay, sebab kekuatan ni driven by kekuatan US dollar, and also kelemahan CAD is driven by kelemahan siapa tu, oil. Oil actually dropped down quite big time to close for, I think it was 75 plus to close to about 66 ataupun 67, okay. So that's the time it's actually take advantage, double whammy effect, okay. Tapi lepas tu we are seeing ada correction, but sekarang ni dia masuk balik within this zone around 1.28 to around 1.26 plus, okay. So of course sekarang ni macam dua-dua, sebab kalau siapa yang follow oil sekarang ni pun almost reaching about $80 already. And since US dollar pun tengah kuat, so that's why we don't see much breakout. Is on a sideways range. Okay. So sekarang ni saya tak nampak sama ada dia akan ke atas atau ke bawah. I would say it's really limited to these two range between about 150 to 200 pips. Okay. Until we get more clear. Kalau US dollar kuat, then we will see this. Kalau oil naik, break out this 80, 82 punya dollar, okay, and go towards 85 ataupun even 90 punya dollar, then you see this breakout back to this 1.24 ataupun 1.25 punya zone. But I think at this point, this might not be happening, okay, because OPEC plus in a way increase the supply, etc., and they're not making much, orang kata, jual mahal, okay. So they kind of increasing the product supply. So I would say at this point will be more of a sideways range for shorter period. Only when some kind of a breakout happens, then we will see movement to upside ataupun to downside, but still limited on a bigger time frame between 130 atau 129 plus to 124 ataupun 123. Okay. Okay, Bun.
Okay, baik. Terima kasih Cikgu Rashid.
Okay, so, saya rasa we are almost 9:50.
Yes.
Before we wrap it up, we look at one more time gold, see whether they come back again. Okay, dia dah masuk balik, gold naik balik, okay, ke atas ni. So that's why this $5 kind of, I would say, some people call it stop loss hunting ataupun spy, etc. This is all part of the game lah, okay. Sebab kadang-kadang kita nampak dia macam breakout, dia akan sambung, tapi what happened was is a kind of just turun ke bawah and try to come back. So this is where kita punya initial orang kata initial analysis atau forecast, most likely dia akan naik ke atas dahulu sebelum turun ke bawah, might be possible again. Okay, so market is very volatile. So this is why if suddenly you see it looking like it's breaking down, but then you don't see a clear candle close ke bawah, it's coming back again, and you just stick to your original analysis lah. Tapi kalau katakan dia tak masuk balik and then it's continue again, then this will be invalid, and then you go with your new analysis. So this is where sometimes it's better to have orang kata dua-dua ni, so at least you know. Sebab yang ni is kind of a decision zone ataupun some people call it swap zone ataupun whatever lah. Okay, so this zone it might be orang kata market akan digest sama ada nak ke atas ataupun ke bawah. So now it's still on a indecision. Kalau you all belajar apa doji apa semua tu, in a time frame, bigger time frame, you probably will see it's forming a doji dalam H1 ataupun M15. Not M15, maybe H4, some kind of thing. So this might be the scenario right now. Kalau mungkin pukul 10.30 after US market open ataupun pukul 11 ni, if kalau dia nampak macam nak breakout ke atas, then you guys scalp ataupun intraday ke atas, tapi dia sambung ke bawah, then you guys continue sell. Okay? Because this zone, I think it will be depending on which side dia breakout lah. Okay, Bun? I think that's all for NFP. Hope you guys learn something. And then apa Tuan Ilyas ke tadi yang buat profit Tuan Imran. Okay.
Imran.
Okay, bagus. Okay. Hopefully kita boleh buat banyak sesi-sesi macam ni, at least